everybody. Welcome to the Love and Light Show with me, Sarah Manning. You can find me at sarahsmanning.com on my website, or you can also find me on Facebook at Sarah Manning, Spiritual Medium. Just look for the pink hair with the profile picture. You're good to go. It's been pink for like 2 years now, probably. Yeah, I think about 2 years. Anyways, I hope you're all having a good new year so far. I know I've been, a lot of people have been like, 2019 can go suck it. We're not even a month in, but my new year has been pretty good. I'm super excited. My husband's got a job, so we're happy about that. So while we're just waiting for Dave, my wonderful producer, to get some callers on the air for me, I want to share something with you. You guys may have seen this really special bear behind me. Actually, I'm going to grab it. You may have seen him last week. Now, I forgot to talk about him last week because my special guest, my husband, Colin, was here with me, and we were just having so much fun chatting it up. But I want to talk to you guys about what is really special about this bear. All the different fabrics. So this fabric, and this fabric, and this fabric, the purple, these are all made from shirts that my grandfather, who passed away 2 years ago now, these are all made, this is made from shirts that my grandfather wore. And it was such an amazing gift to be able to get some of his shirts and to be able to pass it on to a beautiful soul named Diane. She hand makes these, but not only does she hand make them, she's also inspired by your loved one, the loved one that passed, to make them out of their clothes that they used to wear. They're called spirit bears, but if you guys want more information on how to get your own, I highly recommend it. Just message me on Facebook and I will send you her page. This bear reminds me of my grandfather all the time. I even have a little special pocket under here. There's a dime. So he sends me dimes all the time. It's really tight, but let's see if I can pull it out. He sends me dimes all the time. So that's what I do. I hide them in there. But they're so beautifully made, like so beautifully made. We've got a pocket back here. He's got a little tail. So spirit bears, I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, you probably can't. But it says spirit bears there. So this is a really special thing. And anytime I'm missing my grandfather, I just grab onto it and I hug it. And she makes them all shapes and sizes. Well, not all shapes. They're all bears. But actually, that's not true. She's had a couple of requests, I think, for different things, and she's made them. But it's mostly bears that she makes, but she makes them all sizes. And I totally recommend it. It's my favorite thing that I have. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I think he's really special. I don't have a name for him. All my bears usually have names, but I don't have a name for this one. But I hope you guys are all having a good week. So while we're just waiting, I'm just going to give you guys a little card reading. Have lots going on in the next little bit. We've got some, hold on. I have to, as always, cards go flying out. So just a second. I'm realizing too that today I forgot, I have two laptops. I have one to talk to you guys and one to be able to talk to my producer. And I totally forgot about the one to talk to my producer. So I'm hoping I'll remember everybody's names when I see them pop up on my screen. Anyway, so we have the Magician and the Mirror cards. So I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. Here we go. That's better. There we go. So that means to me that this week, actually, let's do this year. I don't know about you guys, but I have decided that 2019 is going to be a big year. Actually, my husband has as well. We have done vision boards. We will actually be doing a gratitude board for all the things that we've been blessed with. We're going to throw things on the board showing what we're grateful for. I have mantras all over the place. I am reading constantly. I never thought I would be one of those self-help book people who spends their time reading on how to grow, but I have been, and it's been amazing. So I totally get this card, and I want you guys to listen. Even the people that are like, 2019 can go munch it. Is that a bad thing to say? Sometimes the things come out of my mouth and I'm like, I heard it, but I don't really know what it means. I shouldn't repeat it. Anyways, I do anyways, but whatever. So 2019, I really want you guys to focus on making this year your year. No matter what comes your way, I want to remind you, number one, the world and universe never does anything to us personally. I know it sometimes feels that way, but it's not. It's not personal. It's simply to go, hey, you need to grow here. This is some growth that needs to happen. What are you going to do? Like, let's make this shift and let's make this change and let's see some growing happening, right? So that's honestly what the universe does, in my opinion, and that's my belief system. So with the magician in the mirror, we always have a chance to really rely on ourselves. Really rely. Sorry. Oh, I got sidetracked there. I think I said rely on ourselves. Okay, just a second. I just have to write a name down because I'm going to forget it. But so with the card, with the magician and the mirror, I want to remind you guys, make this year your year. Rely on your intuition, rely on your connection to spirit, trust it. Know that when we have a mirror in front of us or when things trigger us, it's that mirror. It's the mirror inside going, hey, this is triggering you for a reason. And it's usually by somebody else. It's really hard to hear that usually when somebody triggers us because of actions or things said, it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with us. It took me a long time to wrap my brain around that. It's like, no, of course it's up to them. They're the ones that said it. But things that don't mean anything to me or that are totally not true, they don't trigger me. So if I'm worried that something might be true, that's usually when I get triggered. So just trust that whatever is reflected back at you is just the universe saying, hey, let's have some growth here. Let's have some love and attention and some healing. So we're going to move on now because I have a caller. So we have Jaylyn from, I think I saw Corpus Christi, Texas. Is that right? Hi, Jaylyn.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Great. How about you?
I am just fine, thank you. Has 2019 been a good year so far?
Sort of.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, let's get things better. Jaylyn, as I'm sitting here with you, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. I thought I heard a phone, so I was like, didn't want to lose you. Okay, so as soon as I saw your name and everything, like, I have a card that flew. Just 2 seconds, I have to go get it. It's interesting. Jaylyn, has your mom passed?
No.
Okay, do you have a grandma on your mom's side that's passed?
Yes.
Oh, were you pretty close with her?
Yes.
Okay, because I had a lady come in and it felt like mom's side, and like that's why I was struggling a little bit because I was like, I heard mom's side, but I don't know if it was mom or not. But I just want you to know that your grandma's around. Did she have a lot of problems breathing, Jaylyn? All of a sudden, my lungs really hurt.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay, I'm just going to see if I can try to raise the volume up a little bit. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Okay. She must have had a really big smile though. Like, I want to smile when I connect with her. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Jaylyn, you must look a lot like your mom's side of the family. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because she goes like this, and that's my side. I'm not sure actually if you saw that, but she takes her hand and she swipes it kind of around her face, and that's my sign for looks like. Jaylyn, the most important thing I get from her is she must have been quite the how do I want to word this? She was tough when she wanted to be, but she's very much a lady at the same time. Would that make sense for her?
Yes.
Okay. And you're going through a lot right now. Like, I feel like I keep wanting to say, don't worry, have heart. She's still with you and giving you as much strength as she possibly can, because you keep asking her for strength. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So just know that
she's her around me.
Okay, perfect. And I love that because your card that flew out is the seventh chakra, and as well as Archangel Uriel. Now, I should remember what all the archangels do, but I don't remember. But the seventh chakra is very much a connection to spirit. It comes out of our crown, it connects us, it moves us. And I keep wanting to tell you, trust that, because like it's interesting because I feel like you trust your intuition a lot. But even when you're trusting it, you still are second guessing it. Would that be right?
Yes.
Okay. Totally understandable. Totally get it. I still, even though I'm practicing with energy and spirit every day, I still question it. But what's interesting for you is I feel like it's very much, intellectual versus faith that kind of that you struggle with. You're like, well, intellectually this doesn't make sense in my belief, but my belief system is changing, so I think I should follow my belief system. And it's kind of very much a war zone within you, which is affecting the rest of your life. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. Wait. Now to put it that way, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Your grandma keeps showing, she must have loved growing things because I keep smelling and seeing flowers with her, and just super easy going. Oh, and she must have loved sweets too, because all of a sudden I can taste sugar.
Yeah, she loved her candy.
Oh, awesome. Was she a big flower lady as well, Jalen?
She was when she was younger. As she got older, she did.
Okay. And then for you being outside, she shows me like sitting on a park bench, and for you being outside is really, it's not just something you enjoy. I want to say it's actually vital for you, because that's when you're able to like just find a little bit of peace, and just that's where being outside is where you're able to sort your priorities as well. Would that be correct? Sometimes, honestly. Okay, so I feel like being outside is actually really important for you, and that's actually totally makes sense to me, because when you're dealing with spirit and energy, putting your feet on the ground and then being out in the open air is just another way to allow energy to connect stronger, and everything. And you know, Jalen, I keep wanting to, I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what is going on, but I feel like things are just totally, it's like trying to find your footing right now is almost impossible. But I keep wanting to tell you, you can't, I don't know if I said this already, sorry. You can't think this through. You have to feel it through. Like you have to follow your emotions on what's going on in your life, and move forward based on that, and just trust that everything that happens is happening for a reason. Does that make sense? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand it. That kind of fits.
Okay. Sorry, say that again?
I said it fit. It kind of fits. I lead more with my heart than I do with my head.
You normally lead more with your heart?
Yeah, with my feelings.
Okay. Okay. Are you trying to change that in this situation for some reason? Because I keep wanting to tell you, like, don't change, like just keep following your emotions, like because that, even though sometimes a normal way of doing things, we're like, oh, that really doesn't serve me. I want to be like this, in this instance, it is totally going to serve you. It's going to be the way to do it. So I'm not sure if you've been battling really hard, trying to be like, well, I normally follow my heart and it ends me into trouble, so I should be smart about it. But I just want to tell you, nope, follow what your heart says and follow your intuition. Because that's when we have intuition, it's more based on a feeling and a knowing versus logical thought. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Awesome. I love that. Do you have any questions for me in general?
I was looking toward career. See if you kind of know where that's going. Yes. Okay,
absolutely. Let's see. I'm gonna shuffle the cards here a little bit and see what we've got. It's interesting because the one card, so I know I was talking about with spirit and being outside and everything, and how it, having our feet on the ground really grounds us. The card that flipped out for you was your first chakra and the root chakra. So that is the card that grounds us, and that makes it so when that life is really unknown and really kind of up, like I said, up in the air and stuff like that, that's the chakra you want to focus on to help you. But the thing is that I want to remind you is if you're not moving forward where you want to go with your career and everything, trust that everything happens for a reason and keep putting out what you want into the universe to make it happen. I know that's really an elusive answer, and it's not really, to be honest, I like more pinpoint, and I'm not sure why it's not coming clearly for me, for you. So I apologize for that. But I keep wanting to say, trust your intuition. Don't settle. Keep moving forward. Keep looking until you find what you're, not what you're looking for, but it's like, I keep wanting to tell you that growth is inevitable and that growth is on the way, but you just have to wait for it to come to you. And then when you're like, oh, this is an awesome opportunity, jump on it. That's really what I want to tell you. And again, I'm sorry. I wish it was more pinpoint accurate on that, but it's very, honestly, I keep wanting to say, I feel like you're being told to trust your own intuition and not look outside of you for outside validation. And I feel like that's not just in this instance, it's in life and in your life lessons, as well as career-wise, any opportunity you have to grow. I feel like the universe is asking you, please, don't look outside of yourself for validation or approval. You have to look within. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jalen. I wish it, like I said, I like it better when it's more pinpoint and a lot more like, that's exactly it, right? Like I like that more too. And I'm not sure what's going on as to why I'm not able to do that for you, but that's everything that I have for you today.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jalen. Thanks for calling and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, I'm not sure what is going on. Even when I was sitting, I'm like sweating. I know I'm connecting to spirit, but it's, I'm not sure if there was just a funky energy connection there or not, but I apologize for Jalen, and I hope that maybe one day we'll be able to make that a better connection. But anyways, we have Doris from North Carolina. Hi, Doris.
Hi, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And yourself, ma'am?
We are having a great day. It was snowing all day, snowing on and off today, but beautiful big flakes. So it was nice. How's North Carolina? Does North Carolina get snow?
Where I live, it's like the south part, and we don't get snow here. They get snow like up North Carolina. But I'm from, I'm from Colorado Springs, so I'm used to the cold weather.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Colorado, that's they got some good skiing up there, don't they?
Yes, they do. Oh, the mountains are beautiful. Yes.
Yes. That's one thing I missed about Alberta that I'm so glad to be back in British Columbia for, because the mountains up here are just absolute. I actually live on a mountain, so it's beautiful. I love it.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah. Super lucky, live on a mountain, have a lake view. Super, super lucky. I'm like where my husband and I manifested our house, and we love it. So anyways, Doris, I'm just letting you know that I'm shuffling my cards, and I'm just waiting for one to pop out so that I can give you some guidance. I'm going to be straight up. I'm not sure what's going on. Sometimes when my connection to spirit isn't all that great, I was like super pumped for today's show. I was all excited, but I am fighting being sick. So I'm wondering if that's why my last caller, the reading didn't go so well. So I'm really sorry about that. I hope it goes really good for you. But I just like to be straight up and honest.
It's okay. No big deal. I'm an empath, just so you know. So it's okay with me.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Doris, I'm still surprised. Normally by now I have a card that there we go. Finally. Oh, and once you know, so I started my show off with a card as a theme for the year for everybody. And the very exact same card came out for you. And it's the Magician and the Mirror card. And what that means is, this is really interesting. Doris, you've made yourself a big priority this year. And it's I actually want to say that you're starting to learn about affirmations, and you're actually starting to say them and use them. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Yay. Okay. Spirit's here. Yay. And it's really what I love about this. I keep focusing on the mirror part for you because you're realizing that nobody else can bring you the life that you've desired. This is actually a lesson that you've learned within the past year, I would say, that not that you were hoping other people would bring you the life or that you desired or you felt you deserved, but it was very much a team effort. And you figured, relying on people that you trusted, whereas now you're realizing that it's in your power, it's in your co-creator energy to bring the life that you want, and you're going after it, and you're not letting anybody hold you back. You're actually moving forward because you're growing, you're willing to look at yourself in the mirror, see where the changes need to be made, and you're actually listening to your own intuition as well as the messages that you receive from your own angels and guides. Does that make sense so far?
Yes, ma'am. You are correct on that one.
Okay.
Yes. Phew. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So glad to hear
that. I am
an
empath, so I use a lot of my ability to help me a lot.
Okay, that's awesome. Good for you. Now, when you say empath and everything like that, it's interesting because as soon as you said that, I literally hear you need to learn how to take what is not yours and give it back or put it aside. But what's interesting about that, Doris, is it's not just surface. You actually have to, it's almost like grabbing it, digging in and pulling it out, because even though you've gotten better at giving back at what doesn't belong to you, you still leave little like roots or trails within your energy. So you actually need to learn how to cleanse that even better and even stronger. I highly recommend Epsom salt baths, learning how to release cords. I used to say cut your cords, but cutting your cords can actually harm you energetically because that's a damage. So when you release, it's like a suction cup on you, and then you kind of release it and it just kind of falls off. But you have to have more, not intention, because you are doing things intentionally, but it's like intention with purpose is what I want to say. Like have more force behind this really is not mine. This is theirs. I need to give that back, rather than being like, well, I guess, that is theirs and I shouldn't take it on. Because when you say it that way, energy is like, oh, she's still okay if we hang on to her. So let's just hang on to her so we don't have to bombard the other people. So you really need to just like push it back and be like, no, this is 100% not my life lesson. This is theirs and they'll figure it out. That is not just for friends. That's for family. That's for coworkers. That's for anybody in your life. You have kids as well. Is that right, Doris?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So even with your kids, I know that's a challenge for moms, especially, but even little kids, when they're going through something and we see them cry. When I saw my nieces and my nephew cry, it was really hard to take. And I know I'm not being mom and being auntie is very different, but it's still hard to take and still hard to see them. But I would just have, remind myself, hey, I have to step back and remind myself that is their lesson to get through. They'll figure it out and everything. Doris, I keep wanting to tell you to keep reading. Are you a big reader when it comes to developing your energies and your intuition?
I know I'm not. I was reading a book that's called The Secret, and I'll start watching a video to learn. I'm learning how to put the positive things that I want in my life to the universe. So every day before I go do anything, I get a universe to bring me positive energy and make this day positive for me to accomplish everything that I need to do for the day, and whatever I cannot control, I release it back to the universe so I can not feel stressed out, depressed, or anxiety. So I'm learning.
Yeah. Good job. So keep reading that book because that'll help you a lot. But once you're done that book, I encourage you to keep reading. It's probably the best way to learn. There's lots of information online on YouTube. Lots of people offer courses, but I think for you, reading is good because it's not a large investment. You can get cheap books pretty cheap, whether they're online or the physical books that, we touch and for you, I think it'd be really good because it gives you the time, like you can do it like one page at a time or on your timetable, because and a book you can physically see, whereas an online course, it's on the internet. It's, it's not something that you generally look at unless you purposely go to the internet and use it. So for you, I encourage you to keep reading, keep growing. You're on a really good path. And I love that you've claimed your power to co-create. And I think that's a really powerful statement for you, especially, is learn how to be a co-creator for your own life. I think a lot of us forget that we have that power and we have that ability. And it's not just God, universe, or spirit or energy that creates for us. We have to co-create. We have to vibrate the same way, or like vibrate to match their vibration to bring in what we want. And the other thing I keep hearing for you is, even though you've started saying your affirmations, I would encourage you to start asking for what you want. And it's more about being specific, not be like, well, I want peace in my life. Well, what do you need to bring peace in your life? Because if you don't know, the universe and spirit won't know either, right? Because yes, they know everything, and yes, they're there to support us, but we have free will that they're not allowed to interfere with. So they're just going, please ask, be specific. What do you need at this moment? Because they see the big picture, but we're more in the nitty gritty of it. And they're going, okay, you need this. And don't be afraid to ask for financial help, for money. I think a lot of people think, oh, you can't ask for money because that's bad energy. I'm totally not a believer in that. I'm like, hey, you need $50 this week? Be like, hey, universe, I don't know how you're going to bring it to me, but I need $50, so bring it on in. I used to be really aware of my words, but I just started just saying, you know what, the universe knows my intent, so that's what I'm going to do. So just with everything that you do, put an intention behind it. Does that all make sense, Doris?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time, so I do have to let you go. But thank you so much for joining me on my show today. It really means a lot to me. And I wish you nothing but the best with your growth. You're going to do awesome at it. I know it.
Thank you.
So thank you
so much.
You're
I
welcome.
Appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye, ma'am.
You're welcome. Bye. So to everybody else, come find me at sarahsmanning.com. It's Sarah with an H. And on Facebook, Sarah Manning Spiritual Medium. Pink hair, that's all I have to look for. I love my shows with A1R Psychic Radio Network. And thank you for joining me. Love and light, guys. See you next week. Bye.